Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. There we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. I'm excited today to talk about the solar eclipse happening in Scorpio tomorrow. We're very, very close to it. So just like right before, we're on the eve of that solar eclipse. And in this video, I want to talk about the human design transit reading for the eclipse. We did this for the last full moon in Aries, and it was so much fun. And we learned so much more insight. We're diving into gene keys. We're diving into astrology. We're diving into human design on this channel for each of the new and full moons. And I am just having a freaking blast doing this. So welcome in, everyone. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe if you are new. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you get notified of when I go live and when I upload videos. Also, make sure to download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. It enters you into my email list, and I send out a weekly moon magic report that goes out every Wednesday morning that gives you the forecast for the week ahead astrologically, and it's really amazing. People love to get that in their inbox every Wednesday. And every once in a while, I'll send emails about special events that are coming up, awesome things. This is a great time also to join our STARSEED membership because we have just begun a new astrological season. So Scorpio season started yesterday, and right away we're having an eclipse. So it's kind of intense energies shifting right now. So if you feel different or like something is changing, that's why, is because we're experiencing a big I was going to say a big fat change. That's hilarious. But yes, so the STARSEED membership is the place to go deeper into the experience of the astrology. I guide you through the whole year, month by month, season by season. We do live events. We have Zoom meetings where we get to talk and chat in person, like see each other face to face. The community is the most beautiful aspect of the membership, and I just absolutely love creating content for the membership. So I would love for you to join us. So let me say hi to everybody that's in the chat. We've got Veronica, welcome in. We've got Maria, good to see you. Raessa, welcome. Nelvin, hello. Rachel is also here. Hello. And Rosie, welcome, welcome. Rachel says this eclipse is right on my Pluto. Whoa, that's intense. Definitely intense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. It's going to take me 1 second. I've got a lot of stuff going on right here. I've been so busy, you guys, like literally nonstop. But you know what? All of it, everything I do is so worth it. I love what I do. Like I love my job. So I'm so thankful and I'm so grateful for all of you that show up here on the channel and have fun with us. Hello, Mama. Oh, welcome in. So good to see you. All right, let's get this party started. Well, awesome, because we're just getting ready to start. I'm going to share the screen. Okay, there we go. You guys should be able to see it as well. And I am so excited because I have this pretty big idea that is going to come to fruition in 2023 for our community. And I'm going to wait to say more things about it. But I'm just really excited about the growth of this beautiful community. So let me know when you guys can see the chart on your screen, and we're going to explore this frequency. Let me actually let me see if I can do, a snapshot of this. I've got so many tabs open, it's crazy. And we'll take a look at that in a second. But I first want to check out this handy dandy list. So when we look at a human design, oh, thank you, Arissa. I love that. When you look at a human design chart, there's always these two columns that pop up. One of them is the numbers are the personality side, so the conscious side, and the red numbers are the subconscious or the design side. It's everything that is sort of pre-programmed, can't be changed, it's a natural frequency. It's there all the time, but we don't have conscious access to it. When you do a transit reading, though, with human design, we really look at the personality side only because this being a transit, it doesn't have a body. And the design side relates to an actual body with the DNA and all that stuff. So we're looking at the numbers that are found in black. And you can see there it says personality side. So the first thing to notice about this eclipse is that it is happening on the 28th gate, and it also has a line 1. And the lines just give you more information about the frequency. And I'm going to do a sort of intuitive reading about the line because there's so much in human design that it can take a long time to memorize all this information. But intuitively, I know what the first line is all about. So this is what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on what is the 28th gate. Where is it where is it found in the human design chart, and what other things are significant about the personality side of this transit? Basically, what else is activated for this transit? So now I'm going to go to the image that I just took right here. We're going to edit it. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see that. And I'm going to kind of zoom in and out as we talk about this frequency. So again, little disclaimer, I am, you guys know I learn systems really easily. And also human design is the latest system that I've been taking a really deep dive into. And so I'm using very much my intuition to read these human design. Obviously there's knowledge there, but I'm really using more my intuitive abilities to tap into this energy. So the first thing to look at is, where is the 28th gate in human design? Well, when we look at over here, we can see that the 28th gate is right here on a center called the spleen. This is the spleen center in human design. And all of these gates, all these numbers are gates that are inside the spleen. And they all represent something. They all have a certain frequency that activates them in general. Let me actually go back to here, because this is a little bit more interactive and I like how this does this. So the 28th gate. See how the program just pulls up information? I love it. So the 28th gate is called the gate of the game player. Hello, Jeanette. Welcome in. The definition of this, or the descriptive phrase, is the preponderance of the great, the transitoriness of power and influence. The transitoriness of power and influence. So that's just significant. These are key terms to keep in mind. Rachel says, oh, the gates are in the same location for everyone? Exactly. Yes. And some are activated or not for each person. Exactly. Yes. So the gate that connects, let's see if I can click on what happens when I click on that. So I clicked on the root center, but it's not giving me the actual gate information. No worries. So we'll look at that in a second. But yes, exactly, Rachel. The gates are all, this is basically a template. It's a template and everyone's got activations or no activations within it. So what is the spleen? Let's actually talk a little bit about the spleen in general. So the spleen is a center in human design that really, really has to do with instinct. It's the most ancient and well-developed awareness center. So it is about having awareness. This is, hang on, let me make a little space here for my notes. Yours is activated. Nice. Okay. So this is where over millions of years of evolution, we became finely tuned instruments of survival. The spleen is the first place we take in our environment in our first years of development. It is constantly scanning our surroundings, analyzing the patterns and frequencies around us, and verifying them against its instinctual memory of what is healthy for us and what is not. If it finds something that deviates from the instinctual pattern of what is recognized as safe and healthy, it sends its warning signals throughout the body on a very visceral and physical level. People that have a defined spleen, in fact, are super intuitive, especially people that have their authority as splenic authority, are people that will get these very strong in the moment, sort of instinctual, intuitive hits. And if they don't listen to those intuitive hits, they miss the message, because the spleen doesn't repeat its message. It's like now or never, that's the energy of the spleen. It's now or never. I'm not going to tell you again. It's now, right? It's instinctual. For example, lion up ahead, run now, or whatever, right? It's not going to be like, let me just repeat, let me just let you know again that there's a bear over there. Like, no, that's not how instincts work, right? So it's a bit connected to this sort of fight or flight, because what people with a defined spleen have is the ability to know with that in the moment awareness, whether something is safe or not safe, or that receive in that moment awareness intuitive hits about someone, a person, someone else. I know my husband is a splenic projector. He has the splenic authority, and he is so intuitive like that in the moment. And he's really learned to use his gift so well that I'm like, I don't even have to. The cool thing about human design is that eventually you trust people because like, oh yeah, that guy's got a defined spleen. So we're going to, if they're in their healthy expression, in their true self-expression of their energy in their human design chart, if they've like released all the conditioning, then, and they're functioning at their optimal within their human design frequency, then you can trust their gifts. That's what this is for. It's for us to all work together really well. You can trust their gifts. So yeah, Raisa says same for me. So, but if you have an undefined spleen, you don't have that kind of awareness. And so for you, life is more about learning what's safe and not safe, but also having this very powerful intuition, like learning what's safe and not safe through like kind of a bit of trial and error, but also having the intuition to like read people's health. I have an undefined spleen and if I'm around someone who's sick, I feel sick. That's the gift of the open centers. And it's like, I'm not sick, but I feel when someone else is not healthy or when someone else is not safe. Hello, Raven, welcome in. So anyways, the important thing about the spleen is that it's very instinctual. That's one thing. It has to do with, knowing what's safe, what's not safe. When healthy energy of the spleen is active, whether, open or defined, whether the center is, open or defined, means that a person is able to be in their gift, in that energy. So when defined, you have this consistent existential awareness of body and environment, and you listen to your internal prompts to make spontaneous decisions that enhance health and well-being. When undefined, you have actually an inconsistent sense of well-being and inconsistent access to clear existential awareness, and you seek safety by holding on to habits and peoples and places, etc. That's being conditioned, right? But you're really here to become wise about health and well-being over time, because you don't have that in the moment intuition that the spleen center can really truly provide. But that's the thing to remember about the spleen. It has to do with health, well-being, intuition, instincts. These are the sort of the key words that can help us receive deeper information about basically the eclipse. And we know that this eclipse, and I'm kind of like flipping through my notes here because this helps me to provide the information, so bear with me. This eclipse is happening at the 28th gate. If you remember when we were looking at, where are we here? Hang on, give me 1 second. Whoa, what just happened? Hold on. I just clicked some crazy, oh, wow. It's like just a different. This is so funny. Oh, my God. Okay. So what did I just do? I'm trying to hide this thing, but I don't know how. Because I'm using the program like live. Okay, maybe I have to go. Okay, there we go. That's so funny. Okay, this is what I meant to do. So again, we were looking at this earlier, 28.1 for the sun, 28.1 for the moon. That's how you know, like, it's a new moon. If it's a full moon, you're going to have the earth at the same gate as the moon. But okay, so the 28th gate. And we just talked about how the 28th gate is found in the spleen center. So what is the frequency of the 28th gate? It's known as the gate of the game player, the preponderance of the great. This gate is about the instinct to find what is truly meaningful in one's self in life. It's the drive for individual purpose, because this is also an individual circuitry. It has individual circuitry. So the drive for individual purpose is fueled by the stubbornness of the 38th gate, which is the one that this channel connects to. The 2838 is a channel, and we'll go into that channel and the frequency of that in a second. But this channel is activated fully when the 28th and the 38th gate are active in someone's design. So the drive for individual purpose, fueled by the stubbornness of gate 38 to resist outside influence and to dare greatly to pursue what is meaningful. This is the eclipse, right? It's integrity to one's self. Integrity to oneself takes grit. It's even in the word. If the spleen is toxic, this is the gate of self-destruction, right? Fear of purposelessness, fear that life is just one big struggle. It's an individual circuitry, like I mentioned. This also, the biology of the spleen is connected to the kidneys. The frequency of the astrology is Scorpio, right, for this energy. And there is a programming partner, which is exactly opposite the astrological wheel, and it's gate 27th, which is the gate of nourishment. So this eclipse has there's a shadow, a gift, and a city, and a divine gift to it. And according to human design, the shadow and to the gene keys, the shadow of this frequency is purposelessness, right? Feeling like you have no purpose. So if you're in the shadow energy of this eclipse, you're going to feel like you have no purpose in life. Does anyone feel like they lack purpose right now? Because that just means you're in the shadow. You're experiencing the shadow of the eclipse, but you have the possibility of finding a gift within that frequency. And it is the gift of totality, right? So like nothing or all at the same time. Nothing or all. And I talked about this yesterday when I did the astrology and gene key of the eclipse. I went into detail. I read the whole city of the 28th gene key. So it moves from the shadow of purposelessness to the gift of totality, which then takes you to this gift of immortality. When you really surrender, you fully surrender to consciousness. Pure consciousness is immortality. That actually connects us to the law of mentalism in the alchemy, the 7 sacred laws of the universe. The law of mentalism says that the all is mind. If you were to define life in a different way, in a very divine frequency way, you would realize that life isn't life as we see it here on earth. Life is actually consciousness. It's existence isn't existing here in the physical world. Existence goes beyond that. It's consciousness that exists. We are expressing ourselves in this third dimension in a physical body, and this physical body doesn't last forever. What does last forever is our consciousness. And that's how this frequency defines immortality. It's when you surrender, when you realize what is the true meaning of immortality and life and existence, you realize that you were never dead, and like you always existed and you will always exist because the universe exists, and the universe is all mind. The all is mind. And that's powerful, that this is the shadow, the gift, and the city that we're working with for this eclipse. And that it has to do with finding purpose in our lives. I think that is super unique. I do recognize here that this 28th gate, obviously in this chart, it's not complete. This channel is not completed. But when we look at the channel of the 2838, we can get more insight into what this 28th gate is reaching out to connect to. That's what the hanging gates do. They reach out to connect to something. So what is this 28th wanting? What is it wanting, to do? Let's look at that right now. So the 28th gate, the gate of the game player, preponderance of the great. The quick reference theme are people who are always ready to take risks in order to find meaning in life. So this is what the eclipse is asking us. Are you ready to take a risk in order to find meaning in your life? Right? In this gate lies the potential of an individual to know spontaneously what is worth fighting for and what is not. Spontaneously. Driven by a fear of life running out, the fear of death, these people are ready to take any risk that makes them feel more alive. However, as long as they are listening to their intuition and following their strategy, there is no such thing as a risk for them. This is the gate of the need to find purpose in one's life. This eclipse is calling us, inviting us, making us desire to find purpose in our lives. Like, how beautiful is that? Rachel says, this is 100% my life right now. That's crazy, right? Here's another interesting thing. Without the 38, these people may go simply flit from one thing to the next in search for meaning. When the 38 is present, there is the possibility of digging one's heels in and finding meaning in one particular thing. So guess what? If you have the 38, I have the 38 activated in my chart. I know because it's one of my gene keys. And the 38th gate is the one that connects to the 28. So if you want to know if this is activating in your chart, this channel is going to be completed for me for this eclipse. So the minute the sun moves into, right now it's like the last degrees of the 50th gate, which is the one right before this, and it's about to enter into the 28th. That means I'm going to feel the fullness of this channel in my life. So you're either going to feel the fullness of the channel, or you're going to feel the activation of the gate if you have it undefined in your human design profile. But without the 38, what the 28 is reaching out to do is trying to find meaning. It can get a little challenging. So you go from thing to thing. So some of us for this eclipse might feel that there's something missing in our lives, that there's something that we can't quite yet put our finger on to find purpose. You pull out your, Callie, welcome in. You pull out your human design chart and look at in the picture if it's colored in or not, if the little channel is colored in or not. And you'll know that once you start to look at it more and more, you'll recognize it. So myhumandesign.com is the simplest one I've found. But there's others. If you just search like human design, pull my human design chart. And it's like any website where you like pull something like that. So that's what the eclipse is that it's not actually fully completed. There's no planet in the 38th gate right now, or during the exact moment of the eclipse, which means that the eclipse has the potential to call us forth towards finding our purpose. But unless you have the 38th, like I do in your chart, you won't feel the full like knowing of your purpose. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just means that you might feel like, I want to try this. I want to try that. I want to do this. I want to find my purpose. Like for all of us, like collectively, we are desiring to find our purpose. That I think that's so powerful for for an eclipse. No wonder my life has been so intense. It's so powerful for an eclipse, right? To be calling us to find our purpose. Veronica says, I have the 28th red and black, but not the 38th. Yeah. So you already know this energy. You know this frequency. You may feel, Veronica, that you're always looking for meaning and purpose and maybe not exactly finding it until there's a transit where there's a planet on the 38th gate in the personality side that completes the channel. And then in that moment, during that transit, however long it lasts, you feel like you found your purpose. You feel like that connection, right? You have the ability to dig your heels in and find meaning in one particular thing. Otherwise, we're like looking for meaning in many, many different things. That's what this eclipse is essentially calling us to do. Now, the 38th gate, we're gonna go deeper into this. The 38th gate is called the gate of the fighter. Yep, I have this defined. Opposition. Quick reference theme. People who are at their best when up against odds. Natural born warriors. Okay, that is so me. I'm always like, when I'm up in a fight, I'm like, I'm at my best, I bring it my all. These are people that love a good fight and are always ready to stand up for their independence. This is so funny because it's such an individual circuit. This is the pressure to fight against the odds in order to establish a sense of value and purpose in life. They need to feel a sense of carefreeness in their lives, and consequently, these people can feel very depressed if they are not doing something that gives them a sense of their life being of true value. That is so fucking true. It's not even funny. Since the 38 is one of the 3 gates of deafness, these people can be very stubborn as they are not here by design to be overly influenced by others. Yep. This deafness is in fact their protection from compromising their sense of purpose to outside pressure and influence. Sat Nam to that. Without the 28th, these people need to be careful not to get locked into a fight with the wrong things or the wrong people. That's a warning if you have the hanging gate of 38, and end up wasting their energy and health on something that they do not love. The 28th brings the awareness of what is actually worth fighting for. So, dude, hell yes, because I feel like, this is really on my side right now. This eclipse is going to, oh my God, this is why I feel the way I feel. God, I love the wisdom that comes through all of this. So the reason I feel this is because this eclipse is gonna define my root and define my spleen. Wow. And that's huge. Okay, so the channel of struggle. The 2838 is called the channel of struggle. It's a design of stubbornness. It's from the knowing circuit and within the individual circuitry. So if you have this channel defined, if this eclipse is defining your channel, this is what you will feel. Your life is an archetypal hero's journey against overwhelming odds. The goal is to remain yourself and go your own way no matter what anyone else thinks or says. Yes. It's also called the channel of turmoil. This is the I did it my way mentality. These people love a good fight and are here to hone themselves on life. They are also here to stand up for themselves and consistently often have to do it alone. Because this is a projected channel, they need to have people in their lives that allow them to struggle. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Theirs is a constant struggle between purpose and lack of purpose. Who has this channel defined in their chart, in their human design natal chart? The struggle in this channel is deeply individual and is punctuated by unpredictable periods of melancholy. Their fear of time running out drives them to get as much out of their life as possible. However, these individuals actually give direction to society. Whoa. And can be of enormous value in empowering others. Their great strength is their stubbornness. They will not give up on something that holds meaning for them. Oh my God, I'm getting chills. Due to its connection to the spleen, this is a health channel. These people are always healthiest when pushing themselves, and they usually need to channel their fighting spirit into some form of enlivening, strenuous physical activity. Sat Nam. Okay, so this eclipse is happening at a gate that is basically calling us to find purpose. This eclipse is calling us to find, you got the 38 defined, Callie, which means that if you do, you're going to have the same situation as me, this eclipse. So the way that human design works is like when the transits, and look at only the black stuff, don't look at the red stuff, okay? When the transits hit the black gates, then that will be defined in your chart as well. This is mind-blowing accurate. I know, Rachel, human design is amazing. So what is 38 supposed to look like again? What do you mean, honey dip? Like what is defined? What is the 38th gate? Like, what does it mean? It's people who are at their best when up against odds, natural born warriors. Defined. Okay. So when the gate, I guess you don't say defined, the centers, that terminology of defined versus undefined is more for the centers. Activated or not activated is for the gates. Okay. So yeah. So it's definitely activated in your chart, which means that you're going to have a similar thing to me, which is the whole channel will be activated, and it will define your root and your spleen. You have it defined. It's either going to be black or red, not gray. Oh, I see what you're saying. So look at the little line that follows the gate. Don't look at the actual number, but it'll probably, yes, if it's activated, it's going to be black. If it's not activated, it's going to be gray. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're saying, because as I'm looking at it here, you can see that some of the numbers are black and some of them are gray. So the black ones have this little squiggly black line. That's what I look at. Look at that. It's easier to see it visually like that. I know. I love, like, we just got to go kindergarten. We got to go to kindergarten. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Everybody, we have to learn all of these like technicalities to understand the chart. And there's a lot in human design, a lot of details. I have the 28th gate in my gene key of evolution. Ooh, wow. So yes, so this eclipse is really focusing all of the frequency on the 28th gate for all of us. The gate of the game player. It's about going out and trying to find your purpose. That's literally what this eclipse is asking us to do. That is powerful. That's the main thing to recognize with this eclipse. If we look at some of the other stuff that's going on, let's see if something jumps out at me. I know the nodes are on 1 and 2. Let's see, what's at the 13th gate? Saturn is at the 13, but he's been on there for a while. Jupiter's on 25. He's been on there for a while. Who's on the 27th gate? Okay, the Earth. That's interesting, because that is the programming partner. So why don't we talk about the 27th? Let's look up the 27th, just like we looked up the 28th. So this just means that the gate that's opposite the 28th on the astrology wheel, on the human design wheel, is the 27th. So what is the 27th? This is the frequency of the Earth. It's pulling me like a magnet. Yeah. I also have the 28th gene key. Okay. So then that means that the 28th gate is defined or activated in your channel. It could be conscious. It could be unconscious. If it's unconscious, it'll be in red. If it's conscious, it'll be in black. And if it's unconscious, you won't really have conscious access or understanding of it. If it is black, then you are conscious of this. This is something that you like know about yourself. Okay, so look how beautiful this is. The 27th gate. Let me kind of oh, hang on, my thing disconnected. Hold on, I gotta reconnect it. Give me 1 second. You can do it. Ooh, your 27 is activated. Yeah, so these are opposing, not on the human design chart, but on the astrology wheel. That's why it's called a programming partner. Okay, so the 27th is right here, if you guys can see it, just to make it clear visually on the screen. 27th gate is activated. That's in the sacral center. It's in the sacral center. So it's kind of in close proximity to this energy of the 28th, but let's read about the 27th, because this is where the Earth is at right now, and they are being activated, right? Both of them. So the 27th gate is the gate of caring and nourishment. People who are here to preserve and protect themselves and others. This is where the Earth is, which means that these two frequencies right now, the sun and the Earth, are activating this energy too. People with this gate defined are here to learn about how to take care of themselves and or others. And so the Earth, we're being called collectively to learn to take care of ourselves and others as we find purpose collectively, right? At its most exalted, this is the gate of compassion. However, these people can very easily end up sacrificing themselves and their own well-being for the sake of others. The first line of this gate is actually called selfishness, which is the foundation of all caring. To take care of yourself first. Otherwise, you can be of no use to others. Because this is the sacral gate, a sacral gate, these people don't know who or what it is they care for unless they wait to respond rather than rush into taking care of everything and everyone, or indeed no one. Without the 50, with this, which is the gate that completes this channel, these people have an impulse to care for others, but lack the instinct to set healthy boundaries around their impulse. So that's what we're experiencing collectively during this eclipse, is a impulse to help others, but and not being sure of how to set healthy boundaries around that impulse, right? I want to help everybody. I want to help everybody. And Nelly says, I'm so 27. If you don't have the 50, you have the impulse, but you don't know how to set healthy boundaries. So that's all of us collectively right now. This is like, it's a calling, right? It's like, hey, pay attention, because you need to understand the boundaries. For sure. What if it is both black and red? It means it's both. There's part of it that's conscious and a part of it that's unconscious. Yeah, exactly, Callie. I have a hanging gate also. I have that one defined too. Ooh, wow, interesting. Yeah, so both colors means it's both conscious and unconscious. It's amazing. So you have that channel complete. Okay, cool. Very cool. So the channel, well, let's not talk about the channel, because I just want to focus on the energies of the eclipse. But that's really interesting that we have this frequency of searching for our purpose. That's what we're being called towards right now. Searching for our purpose. That's crazy, Maria. Searching for our purpose, but not exactly finding it unless you have the 38. Then you're going to feel like, ooh, I'm going to dig my heels. Like, this is it. I'm like, you put your flag down, carry your flag. You're like, I found it. And the 27th is wanting to help everybody. But if you don't have the 50, not knowing who to help and who not to help, and you don't really know, like, okay, is this even helping? Am I even helping? So that's collectively what we're experiencing with this eclipse. These are big themes for the collective. So there's a couple of you guys that have the 50, okay, but not the 27th. Nothing is good or bad in human design. So someone's asking, is it bad that I don't have those gates? No, nothing is good or bad. Like, it's just unique DNA. Your human design chart gives you your unique imprint. Nothing is good and nothing is bad. It's just your unique imprint. It is your gifts. It is your struggles too. It is your lessons. It's all of it, right? It's just like astrology. In certain ways, you are very strong at certain things. And then in other ways, if planets are in detriment, then that aspect of you has a little bit of a weakness, but it's not bad. It's just your expression. It's what your soul chose to express in this lifetime. You're like an anchor. I love that, Rachel. Yeah. So exactly. So Nelvin has the channel defined. So this is just super, super interesting. And there's so much to learn. But the channel defined, the 5027, is called the channel of preservation. And it's a design of custodianship. So you are someone who is here to either maintain or change the values of the people in the community around you. Added to this, you have an extra aura that generates automatic trust from others, which means that people look to you naturally for support. The only lesson you have to learn is not to take on so much responsibility that you lose sight of yourself. But right now, we only have the 27 activated with this eclipse, which means we're reaching out to help, but we're like, everybody or nobody. I would say those are the main messages for this eclipse for us. Who's on the 12th? Mars is on the 12th. Who's on the 36? Neptune. Okay, those are all the outer planets. And we said 25 and 30. Let's look at the 12th gate, because Mars is about to go retrograde. And he's going to be on the 12th gate for this eclipse. And he has to do with action and drive. So let's take a look at how Mars is affecting us for this eclipse. All right. I think our drive and motivation is going to take the flavor of this 12th gate, which is in the throat center. So it's about expression, but it really truly is about manifestation as well. Okay, so give me 1 second. There we go. Okay. All righty then. Yeah, all or nothing, right? So what is this 12th gate? Let's actually take a look at this, because this has to do with our drive and motivation at the time of this eclipse. The 12th gate, the gate of caution, stand still. People who are naturally cautious about other people understanding them clearly. Those with this gate can be extremely articulate when their mood is right. If they are able to express themselves clearly, then their words and actions can have a profound emotional impact on others. Here, the mutation potential comes through the tone and vibration of the voice. How powerful is that? Rather than the words themselves, this gate needs the 22nd, but it's not defined for this eclipse, because this is a voice seeking to express a deep emotional truth. Wow. Without the 22nd, these are people who know how to express themselves, but don't necessarily know what it is they are feeling. They have to wait to be clear about their feelings. Because this is an acoustic channel, when these people begin to talk, they can actually hear the emotional quality through their tone, whether the wave is theirs or someone else's. But until they talk, they cannot know. Wow. This is also the gate of silence. These people can use the auric power of their silence to influence others. So guess what? The more you can be in silence right now, and this is the intuitive reading, the more you can be in silence, the more you're going to affect others during this eclipse. Because you can use the auric power of your silence to influence others. The gate of silence. Wow. That tells me that this eclipse is a very deep and introspective experience or transit in terms of human design terms, that is inviting us to find our purpose. And the way, because Mars is drive and action, the way we're going to find our purpose is actually to be quiet, to be still, to listen internally to the inner voice, the throat, the inner voice. But if you do speak during this time, because the 25th, unless you have the 22nd, unless you have the 22nd activated, if you do have the 22nd, so the 22nd is the one that connects to, oh my God, my thing disconnected again. The 22nd is the one that connects to the 12th. So in terms of transit, if your human design chart if you have the 22nd gate, I know a few people that have the 22nd gate. It's a really powerful gate. I believe, it is one of the 7 sacred seals in the gene keys. But if you have this gate active, okay, so there it is. So you can kind of see, well, basically the 22nd is right here next to the 36 in the solar plexus center, which is about feelings and emotions. If you have that one active, you'll see that when you follow that channel, it goes to the 12. 1222 is a channel. So if you have the 22nd activated, that means that right now Mars is turning on this channel for you, and you will feel it. It's called the channel of openness. Yours is a life of passion, so passion will activate, and of following your feelings. However, your lesson is to wait before you act or speak. Why? That's why the stillness. That's why the stillness. The more patient you are, the clearer your emotions can be, and the more powerful your influence. It's also called the channel of making music. Wow. These people are here to have an impact on others through their unique emotional expression. They can be as charming as they can be ferocious. As this is a manifesting channel, these people generally need to inform others before they release their emotions in order to avoid arousing anger and resistance. They are not so interested in bonding with others as much as finding an opportunity to express themselves. And this is a selfish individual channel by design. Their deepest role in life is to have an impact on the emotions of others. However, they can only be really effective at influencing others when they honor their moods. Absolutely. Their credo is don't eat if you're not in the mood. Don't go out if you're not in the mood, etc. So if you have the 22nd, this channel will be defined by Mars during this eclipse. And maybe defined for longer because Mars is moving really slow. So the longer a planet sits there on a certain gate, the slower the planet moves, the longer it's going to sit on that gate, the longer it's going to be active in your chart. Collectively, for all of us, the longer we're going to feel that frequency. That's why this is a cool broadcast to do, because it helps a lot of you guys understand, like when you look at your own chart, you could compare and say, oh my God, this is now really active right now in my chart, especially for reflectors. Reflectors are so affected by the transits, and so is everyone that has so many open centers. So this is the power of this eclipse. I feel like the final message here is that we are here, that this eclipse is calling us to find our purpose, to look for our purpose. Some of us may feel like we have found it during this time. Some of us may feel that groundedness of the 38th of the channel of struggle fully complete and be like, I'm here and this is where I stand. It might change as when the planets shift, but in that moment you will feel that activation. And then the more that we sit in silence, the more that we will be able to truly be in the presence of our intuition, and that silence will speak volumes. And it is in the silence where the wisdom will come through. So freaking powerful. Oh my God. So that's what we're looking at, you guys. This is now adding everything I talked about yesterday. Amazing, right? Amazing. Okay, there. It came back. There was a blip. There was a blip in the connection. So, this is incredible information. I love doing both the astrology and the human design reading for. Now I'm going to do it for every new and full moon and for every eclipse, because I feel like we really get to understand our frequency in the best way that we can by looking at all of the things that are affecting us during these powerful times. Remember that eclipses are the moments of revolutionary change. This is revolutionary in quantum leaps. Yes, remarkable. I want to thank you guys all so much for being here with me tonight, for hanging out with me tonight on this broadcast. I love the engagement in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see, a couple more comments I'm going to read. My 12th and 22nd isn't colored. I don't just wait and sit in silence. I wait and then respond. So this makes sense. What does it mean when most of your number boxes are filled with a color? So the shapes, you're talking about like the squares and the triangle shapes when they're filled in color? I think that's what you're referring to. Truly incredible. Yes. And then somebody else says, I don't have the 12th or the 22nd. So how will those? So the 12th will be activated for you. So you'll have the 12th. Hello, Valerie. Okay. The shapes are called centers in human design. So let me, let's go back to here. So in this one, you've got three of the shapes, three of the centers. I'm just going to use the terminology of human design. 3 of the centers are defined, and the ones that are not colored in, we call them undefined centers. So what does it mean when most of the boxes are filled in with color? It means that most of your centers are defined. What else does that mean in terms of energetically? what that means is you have a lot of energy to get out, to express. It's somebody who has a lot to give. Like, gotta get it out, gotta express it. And the expression of it is particular to that center and the definition of that center and what that center means and what is it about. So for those of you that are really curious, actually, if you want to jump into like the deep dive of human design and your gene keys, astrology, like all of it, plus like ancient Atlantean wisdom, we dive into this mystery school type of material in my moon goddess training, which starts it's a whole year, 3 levels, level 1, 2, and 3. At the end, level 3, you become certified to be an Akashic record reader according to the ancient Atlantean tradition. And it's basically you're a student, you go to school for a year. If you want to go to my mystery school next year, 2023, dive in. We dive into you learn all of this. I teach it in my classes. Your human design, how to read it, what it means, your gene keys, how to read it, what it means, your astrology, how to read it, what it means. I mean, and that's just like a little tiny bit of what you get in the moon goddess training. So that is what I highly, highly recommend that you join if you want to go on the journey to really fully understand and discover yourself. So, okay, I'm going to wrap it up, but I want to say thank you all so much for being here with me tonight, for hanging out. And I'm going to give you a little sneak preview that in 2023, I'm going to have a community hub that we are all going to be able to be a part of, that is a safe space for all of us to share, a place for you to engage with the other community members, a place to really grow that aspect that I feel is so important for all of us, is this beautiful community. So we'll have our little hub to be able to chat and to be with together. Anyways, it's hard to describe, but I have a very beautiful vision that's going to be birthed in 2023 for this channel, going beyond YouTube, beyond IG, beyond Facebook, beyond all of that. Like there's a special hub that I'm going to be creating for all of us. So I'm so freaking excited. Thank you guys all so much for being here. I hope you have an amazing and powerful eclipse. Tomorrow is the eclipse. So tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to go live to do the new moon solar eclipse ceremony in Scorpio. And we will have a good time. We'll just bathe in this frequency of this powerful eclipse and set a powerful intention, right? For finding our purpose, because that is what this eclipse is inviting us to do. Thank you so much. And I will see you hopefully again tomorrow to gather for a beautiful ceremony. See you next time.